Hey guys, I'm Nidoking and this is Space Quest 4, Roger Wilco and the Time Rippers. Of course, last time we got pushed through a shimmering hole in time and space and ended up on Xenon in Space Quest 12, Vohal's Revenge 2, which you can see at the title bar at the top of the screen. It seems that the society was completely ravaged by a computer virus disguised as a Leisure Suit Larry game, which of course everybody wanted to install on the computers that ran their entire civilization, and happened to contain the ghostly image of Sludge Vohal in it. Somehow or other, I don't know. And now it turned everyone into cyborgs. You know what? I'll just let the hologram explain it.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, well, looks like you can only view that once. So let's get out of here. See a door over on the left.
You don't need to look at that.
Well, not a very interesting description.
It doesn't smell great, but it smells better.
Alright. It's a door. I can open it. That's all that matters.
Oh, no! The door has shut, and there's no way back. What are you going to do now?
Alright, time for our sewer level. Guess there's nothing to do but walk around. And get followed by some kind of green slime.
A blob of slime has gained an attraction for you. Is the green, viscous, congealed wad of vile helper bent on your destruction? Or is it just a friendly puddle of scum looking for a new friend? Dare you find out?
Of course we do, but I'm going to move into where you guys can see what I'm doing, and let's play around with it.
What were you expecting? Lime slime? You notice a burning sensation when you get a strong whiff. You taste a tiny bit of the green slime. Instantly, several recent fillings dissolve into a puddle of silver amalgam. You took...
He was just saying it took too long and it eats me.
As the green slime dissolves the flesh from your bones, you think, hey, this stuff consumes 47 times its weight in acid.
Now, interestingly, I believe this graphic was replaced for the release version and restored in the patch that I'm using. We'll find out why I suspect that in a bit, but for now I want to see what happens if I use the hand on the blob. Trouble is, for some reason it's not following me. I've never seen that happen before.
As the green...
Alright, so I obviously can't go back to get it to follow me. There it is again, oozing out of the grate. And still nothing. What the hell's the deal? I gotta find it eventually, but it'll speed this up a little bit. There we go. There's another grate. It can come out there. It didn't. There's the ladder that we'll use to get out of here eventually, but I want to do the thing with the slime. And just no sign of it anywhere. Oh, there it is.
You're not close enough. You bend down and scoop up some slime with both hands cupped.
That's not hands. Dang it, I was hoping for something
As the
interesting.
green slime dissolves the flesh from your bones, you think, hey, this stuff consumes 47 times its weight in acid.
I had to leave the restore screen in there because Gary Owens was talking over it, and that's hilarious. Alright, there we go. Now it's following me. I don't know what the problem was. but I need some of it, and I've got a jar to carry it in.
Okay. You scoop up the slimy secretion. Better get away now before it scoops you up.
And then we just get out of the way before it kills us. And hooray! We've got a jar full of caustic acid, which could be useful for a variety of things. And the sewer here is just basically laid out in a 3x3 grid, like tic-tac-toe or Sudoku or something.
A sturdy metal ladder is attached to the wall here. At the top of the ladder, there appears to be something resembling the underside of a manhole cover.
And that's our ticket out, so let's just get closer to it and save before going up. Always save before going up. And I want to take a look at my inventory in the meantime. I've got money, and I didn't even mention before, which is weird because Roger threw it all away at the end of Space Quest 3. But 59 buckazoids, kind of a weird number. And I got the Energizer Bunny from before, with a battery in his back. And I can't really look at it.
You extract the portable power pellet from the back of the bunny's polyplastoid torso.
Yep, that battery is the reason we needed to catch it. And we got a Pocket Pal terminal.
This is just a dumb terminal. It won't do anything by itself.
We'll worry about that eventually. For now, up the ladder to freedom! Oh, taxi! I wonder who those guys are. And here we are at street level.
The pavement has lost that wonderful wet tar smell you loved so much as a kid. Okay, you scrape some taste buds off onto the street.
And I got shot.
We're glad you could play Space Quest 4. As usual, you've been a real pantload.
Alright, so that was a Sequel Police patrol ship. I think this time I don't want to climb up while they're still milling about. Kinda reminds me of a ship from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy a bit.
A sleek patrol transport occupies the area presently. It's very pleasant looking.
What?
It's very pleasant looking.
Those are Sequel Police. Not pleasant looking. Alright, now they're all gone. It should be safe to go. And I saved just as I proved myself wrong.
We're glad.
Okay, maybe I can hide, but I don't think you can hide from these guys ever. They're not stupid droids. Okay, I screwed myself. Back to the start.
Oh. Hey.
Almost sounds like he's talking backwards instead of fast. Alright, we'll try this again. So obviously just waiting wasn't quite enough, although I'm pretty sure if you wait long enough it works. But there is one more thing that I know is guaranteed to get you out of here safely. It's quite ominous. So there we go. By the simple expedient of climbing back down the ladder and back up, that should give them enough time to scatter. Now let's see if I can survive at street level. And meanwhile, I'll grab the unstable ordnance, now that I don't have to go through the sewer anymore. Yeah, just kidding, you can't grab the unstable ordnance. Instead, let's head straight for the ship. And keep smelling and tasting everything, of course, because somebody told me there's something really funny if you taste a certain part of the street.
It doesn't exactly smell April fresh. It's not as big a taste sensation as other parts of the city.
Oh well, clearly not here. And I can't leave the screen. No, this ship is obviously the ticket out of here.
You look at the finely sculpted ship. It looks to have been designed for atmospheric operation, probably used solely for patrol excursions. Your pockets aren't big enough.
I just wanted to board it.
This is a landing gear assembly. It currently supports the ship. You can't budge this. The dust kicked up by the retros, the heavy stench of burning fuel, and the sharp smell of electricity make for a unique olfactory extravaganza. You sear your tongue on the hot metal. Apparently, it's only safe to touch the now exposed area beneath the landing gear housing flap.
Alright, let's look at that then.
This seems to be a relatively spacious landing gear compartment. Wonder how cramped it gets in there when the gear is stowed.
Alright, time to find out, I suppose.
This seems to be a relatively spacious landing gear compartment. Wonder how cramped it gets in there when the gear is stowed.
You just said that. He just said that. Did you hear him? He just said that. And why is the ship taking off? All the sequel police left. No, can't complain. It's getting me off the surface anyway. Bye cyborgs and droids. Bye sequel police. Bye sewer and hideous green blob. And no, I don't really know how you were supposed to figure out how to do any of this stuff. At least we get to go to that tall building in the background. And we get to see every angle of our approach. Guess the music here is kind of neat. Alright, so the sequel policeman went to the left. So once I've saved, obviously I want to go to the right. Sequel police, get up. Up. Ah, good, he didn't see me. He will shoot you sometime, but I don't know where else to go.
Watch out for that first step. That was a long first step.
Alright, that was just for fun. But, what's next?
This is the patrol shuttle you hitched a ride on.
What's this thing?
This is a fueling unit for the patrol shuttle. You can't do that.
Alright, back in the ship.
You climb up into the landing gear housing. How clever you are.
And conveniently, the sequel policeman comes back. This is the way you can get back to the surface of the planet. Although there's no real reason to do that just yet, I guess I'm kind of along for the ride. Interesting music, though. And once again, the dramatic landing. Sequel police return to the ship. That can't be good. And nothing. Hello? Cursor? End cutscene? Interactivity? Roger? Yeah, I don't have any cursors or anything. Okay, so don't go back down. It's apparently glitched. Guess the only way to go is follow the sequel policeman.
I've just completed a scan of the Labion sector of Space Quest 2. No sign of presence at this time.
Alright, before they see me, I'm hopping in the time pod. Let them get back to their gibberish. I'm pretty sure that was just supposed to be, you know, uninteresting speech. And the first thing you want to do if you're playing along at home, this is not the time code that you're going to see. Write this time code down, whatever it is. Keep it in a safe place, because you will need it to get back here later. Matter of fact, I wonder what happens if I just go to that time code.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally, nothing happens. You're already there, Roger.
Yeah, I just gotta say, Gary, you make a great narrator, but Quad Quark drives Rev to life? They really didn't ask you to do a retake or something? I thought after Leisure Suit Larry 2 they'd have understood the importance of distinguishing between a noun and a verb. Anyway, I don't know what time code to put in, so I'll just hit some buttons.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally, nothing much happens. That must not have been a valid code. Try again.
Alright, I will. Let's try this. Eventually I gotta hit a good one, right?
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally,
yeah, there we go. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You just hit random buttons. The second code always works and will always take you to the same place. Space Quest 10, Latex Babes of Estros. I believe that's a takeoff of Leather Babes of Phobos, which, sadly, I've never actually played. Want to save before I do anything else here. And I was thinking of doing some Easter eggs, but I'll save those for when I find another time pod later. This video is going to be pretty long as it is. I guess I'll take a look around, see what else there is in the environment.
your high-tech but butt-ugly pod stands ready to ride the wild plains of time. You've seen a lot of plateaus and sloping hills before, but this one's a butte. The entire horizon undulates in enticing peaks, curves, and crevices for which Estros is famous.
Hooray for puns. I just want to hurl myself off the nearest cliff. So I will.
We're glad you could play Space Quest 4. As usual, you've been a real pantload.
Yeah, sadly they didn't come up with very many interesting death messages for this one.
The smells of stressed carbon fiber, cooling engines, and ozone fill the air. Tasting the cooling time pod would not be a good idea.
Alright, let's just look around and see what there is. I mean, with a racy title like that, there's got to be something good. I guess, sort of phallic-ish shadows.
A mysterious shadow quickly moves from your view. You'd better not. Something might answer. You get the feeling you're not alone here.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Seriously, I was about to say that, and then he did. Alright, well, we got some water anyway.
The water here is quite deep.
Okay. Can I swim in it? No, but I can do a little dance.
Don't mess with it. It doesn't smell great, but it smells...
Alright, nothing much to do down here. Guess I gotta go back and take the other path. So one main problem with this game, there's no direction. Ever. Other than the kind of vague, save Xenon at some point, if you get around to it. Maybe. Appreciate it. Nothing much here. And we've already been here. Guess it's that rock pile at the end of the path.
As you look around at the towering rocks, immense formations carved over millions of years, you can't help but be overwhelmed by a sense of your own insignificance.
Indeed.
It would serve no purpose.
And it still doesn't help us along. It's pretty easy to get lost at this point, although I suppose what you've got to do isn't that out of the ordinary. I figured it out somehow. Just one of those walk to every place even if it doesn't seem like there's anything there. I don't think you can go to the left from here, but if you walk over this way...
Whoa! What was that?
Alright, and having seen that, we just go and investigate the shadow. And I think if you wait around this area long enough, the sequel police will show up and hunt you down. But I don't know how long that takes, and didn't really have the patience.
Wow, what an incredible view!
Of a bird?
Don't mess with it. You look pretty pathetic hanging under the pterodactyl. You can't do that. You talk to yourself.
Oh, there's something.
You see a huge nest in the distance below you. You can't do that.
Yeah, well, it looks really
Keep
bad.
your hands to yourself.
And there's nothing much you can do here, but this is the only way to progress in the game. Eventually.
Hey, those talon things hurt. You didn't much care for the landing either.
And this nest looks bad, but it'll look better soon. There we go.
My. Rather than the sequel policeman penetrating the inner sanctum of the nest, the reverse obviously occurred. You frisk the skewered sequel policeman and turn up a paper-wrapped wad of used chewing gum.
Surprisingly more interesting and important than it sounds. We'll get into that later.
Help! A giant branch has penetrated my vital organs and I can't get up.
Seriously, do you actually think this guy has time to talk to you? He's too busy being dead.
I'm pretty sure this was before Austin Powers.
Right now, the sequel policeman has no distinct smell. But give him a few days and he'll be quite aromatic. Not to mention plumped up like a ballpark Frank.
There's someone familiar.
It looks as though another unfortunate adventurer is suffering a similar fate.
Hello!
Bye, King Graham. Oh well, back to the sequel policeman.
Take it from someone who knows sick. Licking corpses is going way beyond simple dementia. Get a grip, pal.
Alright, fine.
Don't mess with it.
Yep, all we needed from here is the paper wrap chewing gum. And there's our exit.
You notice a small breach in the side of the nest.
You're supposed to climb down, idiot. Game over? Anytime? Nope, he landed in the water. Uh-oh.
You've got a lot of nerve coming back here, Roger Wilco. After leaving me the way you did, you male scum. This is the last woman you'll ever dump on. Right, girls?
Right.
Said you couldn't be tied down.
I said that?
You said you had to be free to roam the galaxy.
Was that me?
You'll be sorrier than you look. We'll see to that.
Yeah.
Into the sub, fly boy.
No, she certainly doesn't sound happy.
You talk to yourself.
No, her. Her.
The time for talk on your part appears to have passed. Speak now, and forever hold your pieces.
Alright, fine. I think I can take the one on the right.
Do it, and die.
Fine.
You can bet she smells better than you. Better just speculate on this one, or you'll be snorting spear. Best to keep your taste buds packed away right now, Buckwheat.
Alright,
Nothing happens.
I thought maybe I could throw acid in her face. Run away! Or not.
Now this is a pain that'll linger. All the Bengay in Florida won't relieve this stiffness.
Indeed. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get away from them. So, this video is way too long as it is. Think we'll call it quits here. Next time, we'll deal with these women and also get to experience what I think is my favorite part of the game, and probably everyone else's too. See you guys then.